elders say that on top of the mountain known as God's Abode there is a cave. In this cave, it is said, there is a deep pit that glows with darkness instead of light. At the bottom of this pit, there is said to be a magical well with the power to grant any wish. It is guarded by an insane but powerful entity. You never really listen to the elders' legends and stories. To you, they are nothing more than foolish superstition. Then one day your wife Anna fell ill. The doctors examined her but could find nothing wrong. No bacterial disease, no virus, and not cancer. You prayed for her recovery, but her condition only worsened. You despaired, and you remembered the legends you'd heard as a child. What if you were to climb God's Abode and found the mystic well? Then you could wish for Anna's health to return. Determined, you packed as much supplies as you could for the long journey. Ignoring your fellow talisman who called you insane, you climbed to the summit of the mountain and descended down a long tunnel that seemed to lead to the center of the mountain. Thus, your adventure begins. This is Neo Blaster X. It is a game made by 7th Shade and made in at least, let me check the file date here because it doesn't say on the vault, 2004. This is, as you can see, a platformer. Pretty standard type of platformer. You can jump on enemies or you can shoot them, preferably shoot them because it will try to really kill you pretty hard otherwise. This game is pretty simple enough to figure out. However, it really would pay off to actually take a look at the help file before you start, because otherwise you might not realize the fact that you can actually shoot, although, you know, MegaZeu's game is pretty obvious and I'm just a derp. You will also not realize the fact that you have a jetpack that you can use by holding down the jump key, which turned out to be J. The sounds are pretty good. Music is actually stuff that I personally have not even heard before, so that's always a plus. And it doesn't sound terrible. In fact, it sounds quite nice. I enjoyed it. The jumping engine before MegaZeu's game was pretty good. It wasn't too slippery. The jumps were a little strange-ish, but nothing to really complain about. And the levels are pretty well designed. As far as bosses, at least the first boss is painfully easy, and some of the later enemies in the game, regular enemies, will basically trounce you flat. Let's see, the story of the game is kind of interesting. The whole, this seems to be your only hope type of deal. You don't really see that kind of story very often. At least I don't. I don't know about everyone else, you know. Girlfriend gets kidnapped, that's fine. Wife is killed by a freaking madman. Yeah, you see that all the time. But gets sick and you have to go to this place in order to try to, you know, find something to save her. Personally, I haven't seen it happen very much before. I don't know if there are any, you know, power-ups later on. I have only played about 5 or 6 minutes of this game, so I'm not exactly the authority to speak on that. But, you know, overall, I enjoyed it. It's got 3 stars on the vault, and I would have to pretty much agree with that. It's good, not great. If you're interested in MegaZeu's platformers, definitely worth a try.